Okay, I'm trying something new, which hopefully appeases my post-production. I send all of these to my buddy, who spends way too long on them, kind of mastering them when we're done. So I told him this time I was going to not worry about small wave patterns, and he can amplify a lot easier than try to fix clipping, which has been my nice job. That's a burp from Catherine. So I don't know. I think I'm lower than I normally am. There we go. That's there. Everyone's at Universal. I will adjust us as I need to. Feeling good?
Great.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good too.
3 beers. Starting to feel better.
Perfect. Hey, everybody. Welcome to This Probably Doesn't Matter. I am Luke Atkinson. Across the desk from me is my lovely wife, Katie.
Hello.
Hi, Katie. And joining us again for the very first time, just like before, is Cowboy Dan.
Hello.
Hey, Dan Benoit is here. He's in the house. You wouldn't all know this, but we have recorded with Dan before.
And then Luke fucked up.
Katie turned my computer off.
I definitely did not.
The
I used it
podcast
once.
the podcast did not get saved. We had a great time here. We drank a reasonable amount. I was gonna say unreasonable, but I think it was like no. It was. I mean, it was a reasonable amount. We had a really good time. We're gonna replicate it. We're gonna have an even better time. We have 30 beers this time, not just 18. So
Perfect.
I'm not
and
going
some
anywhere.
whiskey.
yeah. Did you walk or did you drive?
I drove, so I'm not
Okay,
going
well,
anywhere.
We have a guest bedroom.
Yeah, there's guest bedroom. There's Uber. You can take your Ubers.
Yeah, whatever.
Awesome. Dan is gonna start us out with a song. Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
What are you playing for us?
I'll play the bar rag.
Okay, Dan is a local
Can I just knock
musician
something
extraordinaire. That one was muted. No one even knew that you knocked that mic.
I'm getting Z's noises.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. We got. I need
Try
a new
this.
headphone amp so bad. In and out. Yeah, a little quarter-inch
go.
adapter.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
Want to retry that?
Is that good?
Yeah.
Can you hear both of us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna.
There
We're
we
gonna
go.
unmute that. I'm gonna mute us. This is what is this?
This song is called the bar rag. It's written about a bar.
Perfect.
Heading downtown to meet some friends of mine. Getting real loose to forget about time. 'Cause all we need is a glass of gold. 1, 2, 10, we'll be upside down. Fall up the stairs till the sun comes round. Talking about gone past the lights. Hey, don't you remember, Andy, how we ended up in county all the time? Well, sitting here, you'll end up spilling your life. Songs and opinions you might not want to hear. Sitting here, you'll end up spilling your life. Songs and opinions you might want to hear. So give me a bar rag. The way the world can really get you down. Sometimes you gotta get out of town to forget those long gone fears. Now that you're gone and disappeared, I believe you might end up here. You'll start it all once again. Hey, don't you remember, Andy, how we ended up in county all the time? Well, sitting here, you'll end up spilling your life. Songs and opinions you might not want to hear. Sitting here, you'll end up spilling your life. Songs and opinions you might not want to hear. So give me a bar rag.
Woo.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Thanks.
Love it.
That was great.
Killer.
I like that song a lot.
Who writes it?
I wrote it.
Hey! It's a Cowboy Dan original. That's awesome. What's the bar?
Wally's.
All right.
You'd
Yeah,
probably figure
shout out
that
to
out. You didn't give me
Wally's.
enough.
Couldn't ask for anything else. Dan, how long you been playing? Play forever?
Maybe 15 years.
Perfect.
On and off when I was a kid, and then maybe 18 or 19 started playing guitar more.
Okay.
Banjo's more recent, newer thing, but still probably 10 years old
Okay.
now.
You play piano too, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's, yeah, also
You have like
newer.
that small little
Oh, the chord organ
that
thing?
thing. Yeah.
That's
That
always
one's
a
cool,
lot
too.
of fun.
I remember you carrying it in, and I was like, "What is that thing? I've never seen something so small."
What's with your little piano?
Is there
Yeah.
like a notable chord organ artist
Oh, man.
that everyone would know?
Daniel Johnston?
No, okay. Okay,
And,
I like it. Yeah.
Neutral Milk Hotel has a bunch of chord organ stuff.
Oh,
And now I know that name too. I'm not the most music savvy person, but yeah, I
I'm
do
the
know that
worst.
name. I love it.
literally.
I love it. And then the other notable fact about Dan is that you're a hardcore skateboarder. Is that
Hardcore?
Is that like the most nerdy way to put hardcore skateboarder? Yeah. You're a
I
skateboard
guess.
enthusiast.
No, we'll put it a little, not super hard. Well, I go skate like every.
Dang.
No, well, I did last week. About 3 days,
Here's
2
the
to 3
question.
days a week.
Is the new park living up to? There's a new skate park in Wenatchee.
Yeah, there's some stuff that's good that probably could have been developed a little bit better, but it's
Oh.
what got voted on. It's what got made from everybody.
And it was kind of an everybody's decision.
Park, yeah.
Okay.
They have a lot of plans down in that area.
Mhm.
It's cool.
Yeah,
I'm glad
it's
to see it kind of
developing more,
coming
and
up.
I haven't seen any graffiti yet or any like
Ooh.
crazy kids doing anything.
So are they letting people just paint are they doing any commissioned art in there? Doesn't that
No.
stave off
It's
graffiti
already-
a little bit?
It's already stained, so
Oh, okay.
they stain the cement.
so it's fancy.
So yeah, it's fancy, but it kind of deters people from spray painting
If
stuff.
it's not just gray.
Gray, yeah, if it's just gray.
Gotcha.
So yeah, the apple bowl's apple red,
Yep, perfect.
and then all the other quarter pipes and banks and boxes are black. So I guess if you're gonna spray paint something, you'd have to have.
a different color.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well,
Okay.
I mean everything you're gonna have to have a different color, but something.
Yeah. No, I haven't been down there yet, but I figured that might be something that you were excited about. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah. What else have you been up to since?
Since we didn't podcast a million years ago.
Well, yeah. With that comes a bunch of filming because I got a camera, so I was doing a bunch of skateboard stuff more than just using your dinky phone.
Yes,
Yeah.
perfect.
Mhm.
And are those the ones going on Instagram?
Some of them are, and some of them aren't. But
is that an avenue that you're like interested in, like
I've
doing the
always
skate
loved
video
skate video
thing?
stuff so much because it's
Who'd
still art.
you watch like growing up for skate videos?
Oh man, well it's like
Tony Hawk.
no.
Well, I mean,
Sorry.
what all the
think always
magazines, all the
skateboard
magazines
Yeah, they
have
all
like
have
their own brand,
their
right?
their own brand, and like, well, I really like Habitat and Alien Workshop because they have more artsy film stuff in it. It's not just pure skateboarding. There's a little more aesthetics to it.
Right.
Because skateboarding to me is more like an art, and some people are just a straight athlete about it.
Sure.
Just a machine. You know.
Are you winter sports also?
Mm,
You snowboard
well,
or anything?
No, I quit snowboarding.
Okay.
I'd always hurt myself. I get overconfident because I would skateboard and realize, oh, this is easier. It's, attached to your feet,
Right.
and then hurt myself.
Well, and a little softer substrate too, being on the snow, right? So maybe you
Ice is different than rocks.
yeah, okay. I guess that's
landing
true.
I've landed on some rocks before.
Falling is falling. Like, let's
Yeah.
be honest.
We're lucky to have Mission Ridge as close as we do,
Mhm.
and I'm
Yeah.
an idiot for not using it, honestly. But I actually hate winter so much.
Yeah.
I can't stand. It gets dark, like it's dark outside right now.
Oh, I was gonna tell you about
And-
the daylight savings thing.
Oh,
Oh
So,
no, that
The
rid
Washington
of
State
it?
passed it. No, like
Yes.
Governor Inslee, whatever his name is,
That's the whatever his name is.
He signed off on it, but they never sent it to U.S. Congress to be passed.
I thought that would just
Wait,
be
so it has,
Congress.
why does it happen? Why does it have to happen federally?
It has to go through Washington.
Really?
DC. So
whatever happened to like states' rights?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how
so,
did Arizona get away with that?
I don't know, but they were
They sent it
changed.
to Washington? I
how
don't
long
know.
were they they've been on the regular time? So anyway, I was listening to that.
What?
Yeah.
That's actually a really good question. I want to say that Arizona's only been on like one time for like less than 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I want to say less than 20 years. And I want to say less than 15 more. And no one take out their phone.
Is Arizona the only one that
Shut
does
up, listener who already Googled it. I don't really care what you have to say. Just kidding. Love you. Everyone who listens to this podcast is awesome. Don't Google it. What?
Did you just dig yourself out of the hole?
No, I'm actually
hole?
making it way worse, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know what.
So
other
for some
states
reason we
do
don't get it.
Yeah, we could get it next year. It just has to be reprocessed now through Congress.
That's wild. Okay.
Yeah. So
What are they
like
going to do?
we
Just
were
sit on it and then
set.
attach a bunch of attachments to it?
I don't know. I just know that we
System's
passed
broken.
it.
I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. The system's broken. It just always is. That's politics. There we go. I'm cutting it off actually right there. I'm not going to do more.
But yeah, I'm kind of bummed because I was looking forward to that extra day.
If we just stayed, we would stay on this time, right?
Yeah, we would have.
I'm fine with it getting dark at 6 o'clock and not at
5.
5. Or
Yes.
then it'll be 3 o'clock later in the winter.
It would go all the way down to 3, wouldn't
And that's
it?
horrible. I don't like going to work when it's dark, and I don't like getting off of work when it's dark.
Yeah, it's depressing.
Because even once we do the time change up here in Central Washington, we wind up dark at 4.
Luke and I are moving to the Caribbean.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been nerding out so hard on sailboats recently.
Some catamaran?
I wish, but they're way more expensive than the monohull. So I've been looking at monohulls, and you can reasonably get into like a 36 to 40 foot monohull between like $120,000 to $160,000. So less than what a house costs in Central Washington right now.
Do you know how to sail?
No.
Neither do we.
Damn.
Yeah.
We're looking for a friend.
You want to just go get, some canvas and 2 canoes and throw a
Kinda like make a
post in
little,
there. Make
I
a
don't
little
think we can take that
catamaran
transatlantic. I don't think we'll
No,
last.
but start on Chelan. I've seen people sailing around Chelan.
Totally. People sail a lot
Luke
on
joined
Chelan.
the Lake Chelan Sail Club or something
Last year I did.
Yacht?
Because the sail club, and they
We're at
do,
the yacht club, but no.
they do, you pay, I guess shout out too, for $40 you join this nonprofit club up in Chelan, and for that $40 joining fee, you can take sailing lessons. So I signed up last year with all the intentions of taking sailing lessons, and I guess
Good deal.
really all I did was give a $40 donation because I never went and took any.
Oh,
Honestly, I totally forgot about it until we drove by it like once or
I
twice.
saw the email to sign up, but then it's like you're at the beginning of summer and you're going to make a 2-night-a-week commitment or something like it. Just didn't work out. So
That would have worked. That would have been so much fun. We could have taken Ellie and everything.
maybe this year. No, I'm just going to spend $130,000 on a boat, and then you'll have to learn how to sail it, right?
Yeah.
Because that's going to be the only option.
My dad, my uncle, and my cousin all know how to sail. So
yeah.
we'll just take them.
Yeah, I'll take
That'd be
them to
great.
start. Tell me how to use this boat. We'll figure it out from there. Yeah. I don't know. That's my retirement, and I hope it's like an early retirement. I'd like to do it in the
not
next
erect.
10 years.
Not erect retirement.
Like erect? Like
No, wrecked. Not erect, not
Erect.
buoyant.
I was thinking like
Like,
erect,
you
like
smash your boat into something.
like
Oh.
erect, not erect. Erect.
Yeah, I said
I was thinking
wrecked.
about like the sail. Or I thought we were making like a mass joke.
Like
a full staff
easily
joke,
turned that
right?
way, and I just, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I don't. I hope you can crash one. I am a little bit worried about dying on a sailboat, but I guess what better place to die?
That'd be scary.
I don't know. Yeah, I've never really wanted to drown.
Freeze in the water.
At sea?
Yeah. No.
Not burn to death.
Yeah, I
guess
do
I'd rather
think I'd take
drown.
drown over burn.
But my parents, like, God, think about putting our families through like searching the seas.
Oh, I'm just let this be my living testament right here. Like, don't look for if I drown, don't go look for my body. That'd be stupid.
Well, they're not gonna look for the body, but if they didn't hear from us, they would definitely go like
nah,
Coast Guard search.
yeah. you get a beacon in those things anymore that if you're gonna capsize, I think you just hit a button that sends out the satellite signal.
Scary.
I'm pretty sure it's the 21st century. Yeah.
Just thinking about my death now at sea. I'm just joking.
I mean, yeah.
That's depressing.
These things could happen. Dan.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for having me.
Oh, are we all gonna do it? We're all gonna brain fart?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I
This
had
is
a
why I'm
bunch to
glad we
say.
don't. I'm glad we don't have video.
I was gonna say
because
there's
I
a good spot for Point Nemo in there, right
I
there.
can edit all of that out.
Just put Point Nemo in right there.
Yeah, no, I like it. It's too early. How about a beer break? I think we need a cocktail break.
Beer break.
Does everyone need a shot?
Ooh, maybe we should get a glass of whiskey.
You guys
Okay, and
You want one of these?
Yeah.
A little whiskey beer back. Oh, I got it. Did you see metal in Taco Bell's meat?
Yeah, they had a recall on their beef.
Well, it doesn't surprise me.
Millions of pounds of ground beef.
Like, how do you even get metal in there? What do they?
The blade.
Yeah, something.
Oh, like
mess
something
up
broke
on
and,
a bone, and then it shave it down, and a bunch of shavings got into it.
But what's great, like, wouldn't you be able to isolate one blade to less than millions of pounds?
Yeah.
That's what's
I don't know.
wild
It depends
to me.
who they go
And
through.
it's been fun because I've been nerding out on this website.
They might not have realized something broke though.
Called iwaspoisoned.com, and it's a food poisoning watch website, and you can it's wild. So if you scroll out on the map,
I had something happen from
so like East Coast, West Coast right now, there's 1,045 recent East Coast food poisonings and 677 recent West Coast food poisonings on this map, and you can scroll in. A lot of them are Taco Bells, and I started nerding out on Twitter. After that, and you can go on Twitter and just see if Taco Bell is in your Twitter post. If you just search Taco Bell, I would say every fourth or fifth one is about food poisoning right now.
Damn. Well, if it wasn't already just super bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of love Taco Bell. That's the problem.
You just know you're gonna end up, run to the can.
Yes, and I've never thought that was food poisoning though. I always just thought that was
Could
what
be a
you
food
got.
allergy.
Well, I just thought it's what you got for eating Taco Bell. Because if I were to say, I mean, I think every time I eat Taco Bell, I probably get a little case of the squirts. But
yeah, but you usually have had a bunch of beer.
yeah, that's the only time I'm,
Give me
I guess, probably eating Taco Bell. Yeah.
Luke stopped drinking beer for like 15 days, and he was fine.
Oh, as far as okay. Well, we don't need to talk about all that on here.
You're fine.
Beef Taco Bell. I need to tell you how much was recalled because it was a ridiculous amount. 2.3 million pounds.
God, that's a ton.
That's ridiculous.
I
But
wonder
like, how much is
let's
that
do
in
this.
like
No, let me
for
do-
Taco
let me
Bell
do-
all over? Like
I
that's
mean-
like 2 weeks worth of beef.
No. I bet it's less than that.
Like a week.
Yeah, that's hard to guesstimate.
I'm surprised Taco Bell just doesn't have tubes running straight from the slaughterhouses to their
Yeah.
Oh my
just
God.
a straight slough. Just
That's gross.
I know.
That's bad.
It is bad.
That's a bad train of thought.
But it sounds like something they'd do
Okay. So
in the future.
2.3
You should do that, and you'll be
million.
rich from Taco Bell from your slaughterhouse invention.
3.
Slaughterhouse slough.
No, that's 23 million. I want 2.3 million divided by 720.
What's 720?
Average hanging weight of a cow. It's actually only 3,200 cows.
Only.
That's less than I actually thought was going to be. 2.3
Crazy.
million. That's I mean, that's a lot of cows.
That is a lot. Yeah.
But it is less than what I thought I was going to get to on that number.
So, Dan, for the listener, tell us a little bit about your history. Are you from Wenatchee?
I'm from Wenatchee.
You didn't want to talk about cows anymore?
No.
Okay. All right.
I was definitely over the
No,
cow thing.
I was just kidding. We're very interested.
Yeah, I'm from here, about 3 blocks away. So
Like
my
grew up
parents,
3 blocks away.
yeah, parents still in the same house.
Perfect.
That's cool.
I lived here till I was 20. Moved to Seattle.
Were you Wenatchee High?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
What year?
03.
Yeah.
Okay.
03 from Wenatchee. Yeah.
You're older than me. I forget that you're older than me.
A lot older.
Huh?
Joking.
No.
No, not a lot. Just a reasonable amount. Yeah.
Yeah, but you guys would have been in high school.
No, we would have completely missed each other.
He's 08.
08.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So by 5 years.
Okay. I was gonna say maybe close to my brother's age. So I have a brother and a sister as well.
Yes. No, I was in high school at the same
Yeah.
time as your sister.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, I remember that.
And then you moved?
And I moved to Seattle. Did UW's video TV production
Oh, that's cool.
course over there.
I don't
and that
think
was
I
really
knew
fun.
that.
So you have a background in the video thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I've always like cameras and
The last podcast is starting to refresh my memory.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
were going to do, you kind of want to do more video in
Mhm.
general, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I got some Super 8 rolls and a Super 8 camera. I want to make a old school black and white horror movie.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Silent?
Silent, yeah. And then do all the
Super
music.
8, I guess by definition,
Yeah.
all that is silent, huh?
Yeah, and then do all the music to it
Oh,
too.
love
Pretty
it.
cool.
Yeah, I like doing stuff like that.
And you're on a I've been following your Facebook. You're on a 30-day horror movie kick right now,
Yes, and drawing.
and you're
Oh.
I'm
drawing.
drawing. I'm not great at drawing, but I don't care. It's kinda
Okay.
fun.
Are you drawing your scenes
No.
for your movie?
Do a storyboard.
You should.
That'd
That'd
be
be
kind
cool.
of crazy.
Perfect. So you're a horror movie enthusiast.
Yeah, I
What's
man.
what's on board for this month? What's some of the highlights of this month that you have planned out?
Yesterday watched Halloween 3, which doesn't even have Michael Myers in it at all. And that.
Wait, is that new?
No, Shamrock. The ad for the masks is so annoying. It's stuck in my head.
Oh.
I'm not going to repeat it. And then watched Pet Sematary. Let's see. What I did the day before, watched The Screaming Skull, and that's like a 1960s or 59, right around that
Sure.
horror movie. I got a big old stash of like that ridiculous thing that you buy at the store that had like 50 horror movies in
Oh,
it.
perfect. Yeah.
I've had that forever, and like there's some really good stuff in there, and there's some really bad stuff in there too.
Yeah.
But there's some delicious trash.
I mean,
It's just trash.
it's got to be any genre of movie.
Yeah.
You know what I think the worst, there's a lot of bad movies. I think the worst bad movie is a bad comedy. I think they're terrible.
Yeah.
Like a bad comedy is painful to watch. At least a bad horror movie, you got to know they were going for something.
But I'm trying to think of like a bad comedy because that's kind of
Oh, it's a lot of them.
because some
It's a lot of comedies.
because
are
sometimes
bad
they can
comedies.
just be so bad that it's funny.
Yeah.
Right. I think usually movies that are so bad that they're funny weren't usually they're not intentionally comedies.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. You know
I'm
what?
not really a horror movie.
Yeah, neither am I. I can't
Scary.
personally relate to you
There's
on this.
plenty of
I
bad
can-
horror movies that also are just you just want to turn it off. It's like it's that bad.
Are they funny? Are they so bad they're funny, or are they just so bad they're
both.
bad?
Both. You're just like really.
I started watching, I think, what was
That's-
meant to be a horror movie. And I'm going to have to listen or go back and look at what the movie was, but it was terrible. Like, it was like a 1940s or 50s, and they
So
came to
what-
the
okay.
house, and it was raining. I don't know.
Okay.
It was
I got
bad.
Riddle me this one. Do you know what the origin of the horror genre is? Are you that far back? Are you that into
I would go back to it's Dante's Inferno, but it was done I believe by an Italian filmmaker in
Okay.
1910.
Oh wow.
And so that's a big silent film.
Yeah.
Nosferatu. That's
Yeah.
about as old.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm trying to think of other really old horror movies right now off the top of my head. And Metropolis is more of a crazy sci-fi movie.
This is a dumb question. When did audio start being synced to video?
Oh, I think cartoons actually had it first.
Oh.
I think you're right.
Cartoons had it first, I believe.
Yeah.
And then
that sounds right.
because you're recording a separate
Yes, you were already.
and you don't have to try and sync it to somebody you sync it with the cartoon, but
It
you
can't have been Disney. Was it Disney? I guess it would make sense if it was,
I
but
don't know. I was gonna say maybe Tom and Jerry
Yeah,
or
something like that.
Betty Boop.
Katie, are you on the Google machine?
No, I'm sorry. I was
Now,
looking
wasn't
for this
Betty
movie.
Boop just music though?
No, she had "Oh my," or she had a catchphrase.
Yeah,
Tom and Jerry didn't really have anything until they're at
Okay,
they didn't have.
I think that
they
was
just
mostly
had-
music.
but
Yeah.
Or sound. No, it was sound effect. It had like the little
It had sound
think
effects, but
around
they didn't talk.
whoops and dupes and all that.
20s.
Yeah.
20s had sound, like maybe 22.
Sure.
I'm
Well,
guessing.
but even before they had sound, I mean, someone was either
Yeah.
like live playing,
yeah,
or you were listening to a separate recording that I
Recording
guess you had
somebody
to
playing.
sync from some
yeah,
cue on the screen, which is funny that you wouldn't. I mean, immediately start doing voice just on that. I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
to record. Well, because recordings of voices versus instruments gets really muffled sometimes if you're
Sure.
especially using
Mhm.
not what am I thinking of, the
Were they on wax?
cylinder?
They were
the
on
wax
wax.
cylinders.
Yeah.
What am I thinking of? I'm so
I'm not gonna know the name. I know it was wax
Yeah.
as the substrate, right? That was the original
Yeah, the
cuttings of
cylinders.
audio. Yeah.
and so sound wasn't too great on those. So usually you probably want something.
That makes sense.
And voices sound horrible.
Yeah. Huh. So in your film, did they do all this in your film school? What were you what did you study?
It was video
Was it more like
it
practical?
was TV, video production.
Okay.
And then there's a 16mm project that I ended up being the director of photography for.
Oh, that's cool.
So I got to work with film. But they did like the whole process of going from you had to write a script, you had to pitch your script, and then everybody in the class chose 3 scripts for a short to make. Mine was, I forgot what it even was. It's pretty horrible.
Love
My
it.
songwriting's
keep
so
any
much
of
better
Yeah.
than
No, I
some of that stuff. I bet it could be better now.
I have hundreds of notebooks floating around of horrible writing of mine that oh my gosh, my wife started going through one the other night, and I asked her to stop like 20 times. Like, please, actually, don't read that. And it's not because it's about anything bad. It's just actually just poor writing. Like, I would rather you not read my poor writing right now.
I didn't think it was bad. Did you just start going crazy?
No.
Oh, mine went
Hear my other ear.
crazy. That's
We're
when I
all
pulled
just
mine
going
out.
crazy in here.
No, my ear, like the thingy went really bad.
Yeah, love it.
But
So, are you working on a music project at all? What do you got?
Just my banjo.
You're playing your banjo.
Just doing that, doing
You
guitar
recording an
stuff.
album?
I need to do that still soon. I should do
Have
that
you
over
recorded
winter.
an album?
I have an EP
Okay, you do have an EP out.
that's it's recorded with a old 4-track, like old tape 4-track, and I had an old school ribbon mic, like one of these, but a ribbon mic.
Like an actual,
cool.
like a 4-track. It was recording a cassette tape.
Yeah,
Oh,
and it had like a high capacity definition on it.
okay.
It wasn't high definition.
How
but
do
it's
you-
just
Do you edit on? Can you edit on one of those? What do you do?
I did, but I think
What's the process?
well, there's a lot of layering on that thing, so there's a lot of switching out all the different channels,
Right.
rewinding, and then playing it back, figuring out where you want to put something in.
And then you record over the top of that tape,
Yeah.
though, right there,
Yeah.
with a new set of 4 channels.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and it doesn't.
Or you can do the one that I had is a Fostex, so you could do one channel at a time. I think you could do up to 28.
You can do it 28 times without killing what's already on the
Yeah.
tape. As opposed to if you just jam one of your cassette player and you hit record, it's going to completely erase everything on
Yeah.
there. Oh, interesting.
Super crazy.
You know what's funny is I had one of those floating around when I was younger. So I think someone gave it to me, and it was a 4-track recorder. I had 4 separate, but I had no idea how to use it. I don't know if I ever even tried using it. If I had known you could rewind and record over, I probably would have played with it way more.
Yeah, it's
Oh, I'm
time
feeling-
consuming and
I
mind
have-
boggling.
Yeah,
I'm feeling dumb.
no, I just lost out on a bunch of childhood, honestly. Like, back when I was 14 and first started playing guitar, it's funny.
Okay.
I was the dreams when you start playing an instrument before I even knew how to play the thing was all about being in the recording studio someday and playing these big shit. You know, those dreams that you get when you first start. Maybe that's just me. I don't
No.
know.
No, mine was all. I love doing guitar and organ or keyboards together because those two to me just sound awesome.
Oh, totally.
And so
Yeah.
I have some.
Who do you like for who'd you grow up listening to for music? Were you like well, I won't suggest. I had
Dad
ideas,
introduced
but-
me to the Beach Boys first.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Beach Boys.
I
are
love
awesome.
that. Yeah,
Choice.
my mom loved the Beach
And-
Boys.
Then I kind of just off from there though. I love Oasis. Like I
Yep.
love a lot of Oasis.
Okay,
But then there's a punk rock phase from probably 7th grade till now
sure.
that I still love.
Yeah.
And then like further along in high school, started like a lot more folk music and more indie stuff. That's not just
And that's your bent is kind of the folk
More
sort of
folk
sort
and-
of side of things.
I like a lot of psychedelia stuff too. There's
Okay.
I like the Beatles, and
Yeah.
there's a massive amount of recording stuff with psychedelia stuff and so many layers that it gets all textured and
Yeah. There was the world that sticks out to me is the whole Grateful Dead thing where everyone was recording the Dead for so long, like from audience recordings and all that, and they have to be one of the most recorded bands in history, is my guess.
Mm-hmm.
Just with that following they had. So, I'm an involuntary Grateful Dead
I tried
listener.
for-
Like I have,
I tried for so long, and I just can't do it.
I have a
I can't
shout
take
out to
solos.
Brian, friend that like will force me to listen sometimes to the Grateful Dead. He's got to be one. I could actually have him on this podcast. Maybe we'll do this someday, and I'll let him just get it all out because I bet he could talk for 3 hours and just get started on his
As long as one
knowledge
of those
of that
guitar
band.
solos.
Yeah, some of those guitar solos definitely. I don't know. There's got to be some dark stars out there that are in the 45-minute range.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I went and saw the Dead, Allman Brothers, and the Doobie Brothers like maybe 5 years ago.
No kidding. Was it the Dead or was it was further?
It was
Wasn't that what
Dead
they?
and Company.
Oh,
and-
okay.
yeah.
Cool.
So, but no, it was Danny Garcia's Dead.
You know what I'm upset that I missed was just, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago was Social Distortion and Flogging. No, Dropkick Murphys.
So I almost went to that show because I also really love Devil Makes 3.
Yeah.
But we went to Alice in Chains the night before,
Oh.
and a car window got
Should have
smashed
made
out.
it. Okay, I was going to say make it a twofer.
Well, it was going to be a twofer, and
Yeah.
a car window got smashed out and a bunch of stuff got stolen. And it's like, probably shouldn't spend all that extra
Seattle?
money staying. Yeah. Just right on a main street road.
Yeah, well, that's not Seattle surprising to me.
Yeah, if it's down around by the stadium area.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy
Anything.
down
And
there.
then you get out of a car with a bunch of girls, and they're just kind of doing whatever. And there's no discretion of where they put their stuff. It's just all exposed. And
I was
going
going to say what gets taken.
There's a backpack.
Bad,
Yeah.
bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's too bad. I'm
Yep.
sorry to hear
Yeah.
that. Oh, man.
That
So I
sucks.
didn't go to that show.
Yeah.
Womp, womp, womp.
Yeah, totally. I usually have that sound effect queued up. Sheesh.
Gosh, I don't know music at all.
Well, honey, who do you like? Country.
Yeah, I'm a big country artist person, and
More like Cash Whalen.
no, like
It's gonna be modern country.
Tim McGraw.
Southern pop.
No, not
We're not
that
quite-
poppy.
we're not
That
quite
is
that
Southern
bad.
pop.
What,
I
I like
McGraw?
Jason Aldean.
Yes.
Well, not his older stuff.
McGraw's got older stuff. We both like Garth.
No, I love Liam Womack. Classic is Martina McBride.
Sure.
So kind of like the 90s. I mean, that's what I grew up to
Yeah.
anyway.
Right when it started changing to,
It did kind of change right in the
to
90s.
poppy.
Yeah, I mean, I like listening to the older
What's funny,
country,
though,
I
is
just don't
you-
turn it on.
If you compare 90s country to today, it does not sound poppy.
Today's country
man.
isn't country,
No,
I was-
it's pretty
I was
bad.
down at
depending
the bar
on the
and
artist, really.
whatever song it is that tastes like strawberry wine, and then somebody else, that song ended, and somebody else put something else into the jukebox, and they're like, "Who is this?" And I'm like, listen, it's Willie Nelson.
Oh, like
yeah.
you should.
Oh, like
not-
Don't Rock the Jukebox?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
No,
like
just
Will
somebody put
Nelson.
money in the
Oh,
jukebox,
I see,
and then
okay.
they're talking about their country and how they like their country, and then somebody else
Someone
just
put
threw
actual classic country in
on
and had no
Willie
idea.
Nelson. They had no idea.
Yeah.
Like, this is gonna put me to sleep. I was like, but it's not saying strawberry wine 20 times.
Yeah. I like listening to the older, just don't turn it on. And like
I forget which station. There's a station here in town that on Sundays does, I think, classic for about half the day, and it's great.
Yeah,
it's good to
There was a
check in on
country
your
station that
roots.
Did have some everything just mixed in together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of hop in all my music. Like, I have some Spotify that I listen to. And
I have Spotify playlists for days.
Yeah.
And they, honestly, I've been listening to different radio stations on Spotify with music I've never, like songs I've never even heard.
Oh, yeah.
So it's been cool to like hear new
stuff.
Because
Yeah.
I'm so sick of listening to radio and hearing the same song 10 times in a day.
Is that how you find new music?
Yeah, I've had that happen a lot.
I mean, and even Pandora is really
remember when you
streamlined,
used to
but-
have like someone share new music with you? Like you'd have to
Uh-huh.
have friends be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
you need
Oh,
to
man.
listen
Oh,
to."
yeah.
The MySpace rabbit hole.
Yeah.
There's a giant one of
I
music
remember
that
that.
I don't. That
We used to
I
play
do
a
and don't
game.
miss.
We used to play a game where we'd throw $5-$6 in each, me and 3 friends, and go into Hastings and buy a CD that no one had ever heard of.
Uh-huh.
We'd pick the section, but I remember we once. I don't know. Do you know the band Mastodon?
Yes.
Like pretty
I like Mastodon.
pretty metally metal.
Yes.
And we weren't really into any of it. We'd kind of started. We were all like, probably more like the emo-y sort of thing.
Yeah.
We were like,
What
okay,
is this?
let's try this one. And we bought it and put it in the car, and it blew everyone's mind. We listened to
That's
the
such an
whole
awesome-
album in the Hastings parking lot, just
Yeah.
all sitting there like, wow, this is heavy shit. It was really a lot of fun, and we would do that every now and then. A lot of them were losers, but I remember that one specifically.
We did that, but with horror movies.
Okay.
And I remember ended up with some, like one of them was Oversexed Rug Munchers from Mars.
Oh,
So
Okay.
horrible B film, Super 8 B film.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know how it could be an hour and a half. It's about aliens that come and impregnate a vacuum,
Oh
perfect.
my gosh.
and then it goes around and it's like sucking on people and raping them. and
What's
it's
the
horrible.
title on that again?
I believe it is called Oversexed Rug Munchers from Mars.
Okay.
It sounded like a porno, and I think it went missing because I think my mom found it laying out, and she thought it was a porno.
She didn't love it, huh?
Nah, I don't think so.
I'm sure you can find it
That one
anywhere
thing went to.
streamlined now.
I'm trying to think of, yeah, there's, but
That's awesome.
yeah.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh, that's a, yeah.
That's like the classic bad one, right?
yeah, but that's good bad.
It's good bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Dickies are awesome.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember that thing.
Oh, that's not on my list. Okay.
Oh,
that's something
okay.
I'm
All
forgetting
right.
about.
We're gonna update it. Huh?
Mhm.
Do you have your whole month already plotted out? Okay.
No, I did last year. This year it's just kind of.
Whatever you're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
That makes
Perfect.
sense.
Well, we'll pay. I'll continue to pay attention to the
Yeah.
Facebook on that.
Yeah.
Probably won't watch any of it. I don't know.
I haven't even been on socials since last week, really, with my other.
I have enough horrible feelings without watching horror movies that I just don't know
Oh,
if I have
yeah.
to add to them. Oh.
I'm a person who, like, I don't know if I think about it too much, but dreams. It just, like, plays a huge part in my
Oh.
dreams.
I think
Yeah.
Katie and I are both vivid dreamers. Where
Yeah.
if
I've
we,
had stuff like that happen.
even if
too.
we have like, I don't know, it just depends. Even if we talk about something before bed, the worst is I will sometimes work a full 8-hour day
Yeah.
in my dreams and then wake up and have to go work that 8-hour
Oh
day.
man.
Yeah.
And I say sometimes, it's probably twice a week. If I go to bed thinking about what I have to do the next day, I will work for 8 hours while I sleep.
Mine is doing my FedEx job and my Volkswagen Beetle that I have.
Oh.
But the bug also, you have to start it up with a pull start, like a lawnmower.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get lost, and then I end up in a pizza joint again,
Oh.
trying to do my FedEx job.
That's not the worst place to end up, though.
But if you get lost and you
It's
don't know where you're
just
going,
weird.
and you're supposed to be on time somewhere, and you have to
Yeah.
fit all
Yeah.
this stuff into a little
Yeah.
bug.
Yeah.
Growing up, I was on a combine for my summer job. My dad's
that's
a farmer.
lot of-
And I would dream the first few, well, it was only 4 weeks. So the first probably 2 weeks, 10 days of harvest, I would dream that I was driving a combine and I couldn't stop. Like I would never stop cutting, or I couldn't stop the combine. And I just remember like waking up in such panic and being like, oh my God. Like, and you like live through that like the next
Uh-huh.
day. Like you're so tired, and
Yeah, it's the worst.
it's just,
Do you have a lot of stuff that puts like a goosebumps and maybe makes your spine almost stand on end sometimes?
oh,
Like as
lots of
far
stuff
as
like
dreaming
that.
or like
Dreaming,
real life?
music, movies because I like that feeling quite a bit.
Do you? You're
Yeah.
into it.
I like that feeling.
You're into it. No, I was thinking about a reoccurring nightmare I used to have as a kid.
Wait, I'm going to answer his question before I forget.
Okay.
Mine is entertainment. And that's why I
Okay.
love my job, is because seeing like people experience the like lead up that I've been through. So like concerts or hockey games or the
Oh, yeah, yeah.
excitement. Like
Yeah, hockey is a
that's
big
what
one, yeah.
gets me.
Oh, you're
Even just
good
watching it.
Goosebumps. Oh, I was going the other
Yeah.
way. Okay.
Oh.
No, yeah. There's
I'm good. I don't have like bad goosebumps.
there's music goosebumps.
Yeah.
There's horror goosebumps, like I'm freaked out or like something's bad happened.
Yeah.
And then there's like excitement, like
Yeah.
from like maybe a sporting event.
Yeah.
It's very vivid. And then there's like the whiskey goosebumps, the whiskey shivers.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
That's a whole nother
That's definitely a
I
different
don't know if
thing.
I've ever had the whiskey goosebumps.
I mean,
whiskey shivers.
you can have enough. You can probably get them from what's left in that bottle in there.
I'm not gonna drink it. I don't like whiskey.
We won't sign you up.
It's just multiple different.
No, I
levels
was
of-
thinking about it. My reoccurring dream as a kid was standing at the top of a cliff, being handed a fish. Looked something like a mackerel. I don't know if it was a
Did
mackerel
you
or
have to
not.
cut down the tallest tree?
No. I'd stand. That was a herring. Different story on the herring. But I was standing at the top of a cliff. They'd hand me a fish, and I had to throw it into a bucket at the bottom of the cliff. There's like a mob behind me, and if I missed it, I got tossed off. And every time I would miss and I would get tossed off, I swear, for 3 years I had this dream and would just wake up in hysterics.
Wow.
I'd love to
Crazy.
have it again. I can remember it. If I had it again, I should try. I should do the lucid dreaming thing.
Oh man, yeah. And I've had.
I really should talk to a shrink. I don't know what it's all about, but
They're
I've had sleep
expensive.
paralysis. That happened.
Have
for a
you?
while. Yeah, that's weird and doesn't feel good.
yeah,
What's
that's.
that?
I think it's so. I'm curious to hear your personal experience,
Mm-hmm.
but in general, what I've heard is most people would say that like abduction stories or demon possession stories could most likely be linked to sleep paralysis.
The folklore behind it,
Yeah.
not the science behind it.
Right.
So what is
right,
that?
right.
What is it like?
Your body puts out a chemical that makes your whole body stiff. You're asleep,
like numb?
Like
No,
you're not
yeah.
moving.
but your brain wakes up,
Oh.
and your body is just
Like you
can't
can't
move
do
your body.
anything about it.
like you wake up. Like I remember my eyes opening, and you can't talk or anything.
Oh wow.
And you're like trying to breathe in really, really good, get a good breath, and it's like
Yeah.
you're doing that sort of thing.
Oh crazy. I've had dreams.
And then you
where,
go back
like,
to
I'm
sleep,
blind.
and then you wake up, and you're just like, I don't know if I can go back to sleep now.
Oh weird.
So some accounts, I guess, have been people wake up and they feel like something's sitting on them
Yeah.
or whatever.
Mine was being thrown
weird.
around. Yeah. Mine's like being thrown up on the ceiling or like by an invisible force.
Oh, that's crazy.
And it's
Weird.
super weird. And it's like I get that.
Because your brain, what? So your brain's going to do whatever it can do to deal with it.
Yeah.
Like it's going to put a narrative to
What's
this weird physical
Yeah.
thing that's happening.
hmm
Oh, that's wild.
They've linked it to like anxiety sometimes too. And other stuff, how that kind of happens. The whole teeth falling out dream. That's another.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never had
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick break that you're not going to know about, and we will talk to you in just a second.
Alcohol.
Oh, have you been drinking?
Yeah, my arms and my knees get all red and hot.
From drinking?
Yep.
What are you doing over there?
Just on my blood.
Just drinking.
Yeah. Just drinking.
And then we're going to put in Point Nemo afterwards, completely out of context from what we recorded last time. The
But-
one thing that got salvaged from
But
the
it's
last
so
podcast.
good from what I remember.
Perfect. I hope it's as good as we remember. We
Yeah.
thought it sounded all
I
right.
have to listen to it later.
So you're going to get a couple songs. Do you know what you're playing right now?
No, not yet.
We're going to put one more of his songs from our last podcast that accidentally got deleted. It's going to come right after that. It's Point Nemo, another original.
Yep.
These are all originals. Killer, killer, killer.
All right, Cowboy Dan, and this song is called Point Nemo.
I'm really sorry.
Okay.
I'm putting it in the
Good thing I fucked up.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, I'm Cowboy
it's still-
Dan. Yeah. You
It's
can
still
do it
taking
right
me a
here.
minute to. I write stuff and sometimes it's difficult.
I'll try. Oh, good. I'm glad I'm recording now.
What?
Man, I have made some really bad podcast errors before. Let me tell you some of the reason why. Some of the reason why is I legitimately I like to be me and drink and hang out with someone.
That's what we're doing, right?
Get to know them. Yes. This won't get posted either. I'm not.
Okay,
I'm not
yeah.
on the podcast. But it's like sometimes I've had so much to drink and get to know someone.
And then press the
that I'll
wrong
leave
buttons.
Stuff muted.
Yeah.
It's too bad. Right now I have Katie and I muted. I have your mic on, and this will be all you.
Okay.
Here in our headphones. So if you want to strum twice to make sure we can listen to it. Just sing for me real quick.
Hey, another sound check. Ooh, that's nice and crisp.
Yep. Love it.
All right.
Hey.
Hey, I'm Cowboy Dan, and this song is called Point Nemo. Climb into this pressure canyon, sing for miles. There's nobody anywhere. Point Nemo. Descend to the abyss. Everything becomes luminescent. Shine your light on anything, seeking you may find. Shine a light if you dare, seeking you may find. We've shot our hopes and dreams and burned to the sky. We've shot our hopes and dreams, and they burned up to the sky. Re-entry wreckage, and spaceships put to rest. Re-entry wreckage, and spaceships put to rest. This vessel's getting low on oxygen. Batteries are dying and it's getting dark. Reactor has a meltdown, turns into cascade reaction. As you shatter the glass wall, whispers come through in waves. As you shatter the glass wall, whispers come through in waves. Words may drown my ears and give me the bends. Words may drown my ears and give me the bends. floods a cabin, and I turn into Leviathan. Radiation floods the cabin, and I turn into Leviathan. Yeah. Yeah.
Love it. Someday I'll buy a new headphone amp,
Yeah.
and it will be glorious. And then I need to actually buy full over-ear headphones for the studio.
Yeah, that'd be good.
It'd be expensive, but yeah, it'd be a great time.
One day.
All right, someday. Hey, everybody, we're back from the break that you didn't know about.
It was lovely.
Yeah, great time. So I'm going to introduce a segment of this podcast that I'm going to keep at. Yeah, I'm going to have to remind myself to keep at. This is a segment where I write a letter to various companies, and then I will read their response on air. So this is a letter that I wrote to New Belgium Brewing Company.
Ooh, I might like this one.
Okay. New Belgium. Huge ups for creating such a tasty beer beverage. My personal favorite is the Juicy Haze IPA. Boy, oh boy. Once you crack the top of a cold can of Juicy Haze, it's like all the problems of the last 15 minutes just fade away. I have noticed that as I continue to drink Juicy Haze, I will wind up with different problems, however. After 5 to 8 Juicy Haze beverages, I find it difficult to walk, and Cash, my black lab, can no longer understand what I am saying to him. Normally, this would not be such a problem, but once walking becomes difficult, I have trained Cash, the black lab, to get beers from the fridge for me. On nights where I consume 12 to 18 Juicy Haze IPAs, I find my digestive tract becomes quite affected, and sometimes those effects are most noticeable the next day. The only benefit I have found with this is the time spent on the toilet is prime time to enjoy even more Juicy Haze IPAs. I am sure this is no fault of yours, but quite possibly a common occurrence among beer drinkers. Overall, I would say don't change a thing. Don't go breaking my heart, and please keep creating tasty beer beverages for all of us to enjoy. I love samples. Thanks, Luke. This particular email, which I did send to New Belgium Brewing, did not get a response. But in the future, as I continue to send these emails, we will read the responses live on the podcast. I am surprised that they didn't have anything to say back to that, but I'll keep you guys posted if they do, and I will keep sending those emails on maybe a couple weekly sort of basis.
I'm sure they got a good laugh out of it.
I hope someone
Digestive tract and 12 to 18.
I hope someone enjoyed it.
That's like, those are, it's IPAs, right?
Yeah, they're
man, no wonder you got problems.
they're a stout IPA too, the
Oh,
Juicy
man.
Haze.
Yeah.
Which
Like probably after 4, I'd just fall asleep.
I can't actually. I won't say that I didn't drink 12 to 18 of them,
that
but I
makes it
can't.
better that way.
I can't really imagine.
Story's better.
Yeah, I you know, it's. I
That's
also
a lot of IPA.
I wish Cash grabbed me beers out of the fridge.
Yeah.
There's a couple little.
You should have. What about asking them for a dog handicap beer thing where it's
Yeah.
squishy around the
Right.
outside, so they can.
If they could preload
Oh,
the
yeah, there you
cans
go.
into the squishy koozies, so
Yeah.
that he could grab them for me. That makes sense. I don't know. I don't know if there was like some liability issue on not
Probably.
replying to that email, but
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought
Maybe
it was
possibly a underlying health issue.
I thought
they
it was a
probably
reasonable
sent it
thing.
to like a therapist or someone was like, this
I
guy's
was-
an alcoholic.
I
You might
was
need to
actually
check in on
wondering
him.
if they were going to respond to me with like a 12-step program or something like that.
Please discontinue drinking that
Do-
many beers.
Do
at
not
one
use
time.
our products anymore. Oh man.
That'd be funny.
Yeah. So I'm gonna keep cranking out those sort of emails. They're easy to write,
Totally.
especially if you drink 12 to 18 Juicy Haze IPAs. They just they flow off the tips of the fingers into the keyboard. So yeah.
Is that drunken? Like, you mean you're like drunkenly typing?
I don't know
Is that, like,
what
the
my state
reference?
was when I wrote that. That email's actually. They're not going to respond because I think that email's about 4 months old. But I did.
Okay.
I can say with confidence, I definitely sent it to him. In like 3 different email addresses. I tried a bunch of places. They didn't. The New Belgium website's actually not very user friendly as far as where you're
This is
supposed
our
to
beer.
send.
You might like the
Oh.
taste of it.
Yeah, I
Sure,
just-
we're New Belgium.
They, they
you
didn't have a
go.
lot of places to send that email to, so
We use the wind.
I
They probably
in
don't
our
like to
brewery.
get emails.
I guess. I
Or
mean,
it's not monitored. Maybe it's not monitored.
Yeah. I thought I had them where I sent it to like we went to a New Belgium event or something and we want to hear your feedback, and I was like, oh perfect,
Oh
I'm gonna
my
use this
God.
link. Nothing. Okay, but hey, in the future, as I get and if anyone has ideas of who I should email, please get a hold of me. It's at thisprobablydoesn'tmatter at gmail.com, and I will definitely use your suggestions
Yeah,
to get some of these emails out there.
that'd be fun.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a segment. So thanks for being here for that, Dan. This is the start of a new podcast segment.
Yeah.
Uh,
Anything off the top of your head to email, Dan?
oh yeah, who would you do?
Oh, man.
Who would you do?
Big shout out to Dan's girlfriend.
Yeah, Erica.
Okay.
There we go.
She might email them for me. Just tell them, don't make Rolling Rock so good.
Oh, don't make
Damn
Rolling
Uh-oh.
Rock.
Much.
Is that and that's really your favorite beer?
Not my favorite beer.
Is it driven by the price? Is that your
Oh, that price is
loyalty?
really good. But I just remember when it was brewed in the old Latrobe, that it did taste a little different before it moved to St. Louis. So, but it's still good. It's still really good.
I love California cousins always buy Rainier when they come to Washington because they're like living off good times.
I
It
think,
doesn't have to be a beer company that I'm emailing.
no.
yeah.
I
I think
mean-
Shiner Bock's my favorite though. Shiner Bock's
Oh,
like German
yeah.
Texan
Yeah,
beer, double
yeah,
bock.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm familiar. I don't know that I'm a giant fan. Honestly, here's what's crazy. I love microbrews. I love the whole brewery thing that's going on. It's got to be a bubble. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think it lasts forever, but I love what's happening right now. Everyone's got really awesome beer. People are good at it. As far as what I'm going to drink, definitely not on a nightly basis because I don't drink every night. But if I were to drink on a nightly basis, I can't drink IPAs every night. And so I would be Coors Brewing Company for a Coors Light. What I discovered is that Keystone Light is Coors Light in a blue can.
Uh-huh.
It's really the same thing.
It is.
It's not.
It is
It's
so.
the bottom of the barrel.
Oh,
No.
that's what they
the
say.
bottom of the barrel.
No, I
Coors Light tastes way better than Keystone.
No, see, that's where
I can't taste the difference.
I'm
There's
actually.
probably not even a bitter unit on this at all.
No, there's definitely no IBUs on a Keystone
Oh
Light can.
man, I have this app that's called Untapped.
Yeah,
That's you get a bunch of badges for whatever. but
yeah.
I forgot. Oh, I was drinking some Natty Ice with friend
Oh.
Carter watching hockey. Just checking
Checking
into
it
that.
out, what the Untapped reviews were.
Yeah. Oh man, bitterness unit is NA.
Oh, that makes
I was
sense.
figuring
Yeah.
it, but why would that be?
We don't use hops in our beer, actually.
That was funny.
Yeah, I it's the same thing. I actually think it's better. I'm gonna actually just say that on the podcast right now that I think Keystone Light is better taste wise than Coors Light. Here we go, and I feel better for making that public.
Well,
There you go.
actually,
Actually-
it's a regular Keystone and the Black Death, and when you're Yeah, you'd be
Oh,
saying something.
I
else.
wouldn't do
Keystone
ice. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Ice is crazy.
no.
Ice is
Saying
insane.
something.
What's the
Way
different? What do they put in
ice
What-
beers
It's
are
supposed to
made
be full
differently,
flavor,
but they're made differently.
but you could not compare.
Can't even
You can't
imagine.
compare a Keystone Ice to a Coors Full.
Like banquet beer.
Right.
Yeah.
No, there's no comparison
no
there.
comparison.
But a Keystone Light.
That's not a Keystone Light, by the way.
This is
Oh,
a
that's
Keystone Light.
That's
Thank
a
you.
Coors Light.
Is so close to a Coors Light.
It's close.
Yeah, it's almost the same.
But Coors Light tastes better.
I would take a sponsorship from Keystone Light.
I only really drink.
You just keep bumping that headphone amp.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, guys.
Is that what the Scotch tape is for?
No, I was taping something earlier.
Oh, okay.
I only drink Clamato really with my Keystone Light.
Yeah, well,
Not Coors Light.
you know, I was having this conversation the other day. Who was the first person who thought to pour clam juice into tomato juice?
I bet it was an accident.
It had to be, right?
I bet
And then
it was
who
a cook.
thought clam into? Yeah, of course it was a cook. And you're doing some recipe.
Yeah.
So someone put spaghetti sauce into their beer at one point and thought this was really tasty. Has the red beer always been a thing?
I don't know. Well, tomato juice, right? Realistically was the first thing to go in.
Into beer?
Yeah. Because even still, some bars only serve
Just
Tomato
regular
beers.
tomato, like a V8 or
like,
something. A spicy V8 isn't bad in a beer, though,
a
either.
restaurant here in town uses just tomato juice.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's fine.
That's the first time I ever tried it. And then
Something
I had
about
Clamato,
that
and it was
fishy,
totally
though. You get
different.
that fishy in there. And you know
So
what you
good.
actually might like, honey, is if you took that beer over to the fridge right now and put a few shakes of Worcestershire sauce in there, which has more fish in it.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd
People
be fine.
like the Worcestershire in their...
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire sauce.
yeah.
Yeah,
Is it what you're saying, Worcestershire?
Worcestershire.
I think it's
Worcestershire.
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 I don't know.
Everybody's
I have
gonna
no
mess it
idea.
up. 'cause it's just
That's
like-
one of the
Worcestershire.
worst words to say.
Yes.
Worcestershire?
It's even worse to spell
I'm
it.
really bad about pronouncing some words sometimes.
I have some
Just-
that
I'll
I
just
think I
sing
do
about it and I'll be
wrong.
better, right?
Luke says I have dyslexia of the mouth.
Oh.
I have that too.
You know what's funny is I haven't said that on this podcast in a long time, but if you listen to the first 4 episodes that you're on, I do say that a lot about you.
Yeah.
And I feel bad about saying it, but
Oh, Erica's really good about. Dan, that's not how that's pronounced.
No.
Oh, I've never heard anybody else say it that way. Like
I
I've
just
read
say
it that
stuff and
way.
it's like, what am I really trying to say?
She's always really good about.
okay, so there's a couple that drive me nuts. For all intents and purposes is the correct way to say that.
What do people say?
For all intensive purposes.
Oh.
Hey,
It's
I used to
intense
see-
and
used to see. I used to say innocent bystander,
by standard.
not bystander.
Right, as opposed to
I-
bystander, the one who was standing by innocently.
That's a good one, right?
Yeah, I
That's
like that.
What's another one that
Supposedly,
supposedly? Yeah. There's another one I'm thinking of.
that one drives me nuts. This one's old, but if you say library,
Library,
yeah,
Library.
piano.
piano. Does anyone say that?
When you're 5 or 4.
I guess, yeah. Okay, well, we should beat them all up now, and then
sister's
just
really good about that. Piano.
we'll just beat up everyone that says piano. I don't care if you're 5.
But what about if I say piano?
Piany?
Piano, because piano versus piano.
Isn't like a pianist.
Piano's all honky.
Oh, yeah.
Piany. Like Banshee? Does anyone say Banshee?
Yeah, people say Banshee. Well, you know, who's on that playing that piano?
Did you say
I guess that's a Western.
Yeah, that makes
term.
sense. Yeah.
You said
Country
pianist. My
Pianist.
favorite is pianist. When you just make it a little bit too short, and you get
Yeah.
pianist, pianist.
Oh, mine is especially.
Ooh, especially espresso. Anyone who says
Oh, yeah.
espresso, especially if you live in
Espresso.
Washington, it's spelled espresso. Don't say
Espresso.
espresso.
It's especially too.
Coupon versus coupon?
Especially espresso.
I don't care about that. Is there a
Yeah.
right way to say that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
What'd you say?
Coupon.
Oh, I see.
Coop. I actually like
Tomato,
coupon better,
tomato.
I think. I think I like coupon better.
The whole tomato saying really
No one says
doesn't- no
tomato.
one- yeah.
Again, I think you should be immediately executed if you say.
But I thought that's just always used in like a saying. Nobody ever says tomato. So it's, hey, tomato. That's what it is.
Yeah, you're taking a real soft line on this because I'm trying to execute anyone who says tomato right now.
It's all red anyway.
Yeah, well, you're being a lot nicer than I am. Okay. I'm trying. Is there any more that we need to get out here?
No, that was my big one. Because I hear people say it all the time.
Which one
at
was
work,
yours?
Especially.
Especially.
They say
Exponentially?
especially. No,
Especially.
that's
Especially.
that's an actual word.
I know.
It's especially. My grandma always got on me about sometimes. No.
Sometimes.
It was something different.
I
No,
says. And I says. Sometimes I says.
I
Ooh,
says.
that
I
was
says
noisy.
to him. I says. That used to be a thing. I
So
says to him. I says. I
annoying.
remember.
It's
I can't
I remember
remember.
my grandpa saying that. I says to him. I says. Oh man, that's a blast from the past. I might bring that back. Yeah, I might bring I says to him. I says. He said a lot of other things that I wouldn't say, but those were different in nature.
I can't remember what grandma got.
So,
Please
at
get
what
me.
point do you think that the generation that we let get away with saying anything is gone? Are old people always going to own that?
Well, we'll become
What do you
old
mean?
people, and then we'll own that too.
Right. So here's
Like
the
you're
thing.
thinking about babe and whatever.
No, yeah,
Oh.
that's a good one. You right now, if a 75-year-old guy calls a waitress babe,
Or sweetie, or.
I'm not gonna think
Well,
anything
No,
about that.
I don't think so either.
But if
'Cause,
I'm-
Luke
you know,
said
like
it,
women-
people
I'm
will be
waiting-
like, what the
I am
fuck?
Women
waiting
saying
till I can
to me, they
call
me
everyone
sweetie,
babe.
Or like, hun, I've still had that
I
all
hate
the time.
that. It's like degrading, but
Han is
a woman to
almost-
woman is.
Well, woman to man. Her
I
thing
know,
to
but
me,
you
yeah.
to say hun to me.
Oh no.
but I could
that's-
say hun to you.
Yeah.
Sort of.
It's not-
No, if I take a hun from like a 40-year-old waitress, I
Yeah.
think she hates me. Because she's not old enough to where I'm actually hun to her.
There might be a hand on her hip at the same time.
Right, like, hey, hun,
Hey, hon.
you think you've had enough of those Coors Lights for the evening? Yeah, something like
Juicy
that.
IPAs.
Yeah, one of those Juicy Haze IPAs. But at some point, we're going to run out of the generation. Because I grew up, like, taking casual racism from older folks.
Oh,
Where it was just like, okay, this is a thing, and you assign it to.
Mm-hmm.
This is a
I'm
thing
pretty
of
sure
your
my
generation.
grandfather was still racist.
Yeah. So there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them out there. At what point? So at some point, that's no longer going to be out there.
Yeah.
As like where you can just throw it out casually. I'm not suggesting that racism will never exist, but I'm suggesting that at some point we won't just like take it from a 75, 80-year-old person casually. They're going to have died off.
Yeah,
I
but
wonder
I don't think we
I
come
wonder
from
what
the
we'll
generation
do.
of
I'm sure
saying
we'll or do we say something when we're 75, 80 that a new woke and younger generation, or do you think the pendulum swings? I think the pendulum swings back to where I forget
Yeah.
everyone's name all the
And
time.
sometimes some people get really, really offended of that.
Yeah, that's true.
I've had people, you've met me this many times. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
I
You
meet
have
a
to
lot of
I
people.
need to
all
meet
the
you at
time.
least 3 times sometimes in order for me to remember your name.
Oh, totally.
So, does it go into that realm though?
You can file it
It
under that. Oh.
Not
Oh.
me.
What guy leaves his
Lame.
cell phone on during a podcast?
Who
Golly.
is it?
That's Jeff. Should we put him on the podcast?
Ow.
Okay, let's do it. Hey, Jeff, you're on This Probably Doesn't Matter right now. We're recording a podcast.
Oh, sweet.
W- w-
For real?
yeah, right now. We're all listening to you.
Yeah.
You say hi to Dan and Katie.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Richard and Katie.
Okay.
I was just
Hello.
letting you know that I cheaped out and got the super cheap Anvil air compressor.
Oh, you're so dumb. All right. I'll talk to you later.
Air compressor.
All right. Bye.
Did
Okay.
he say air compressor?
Yeah.
Oh.
The fellow that I do some work with that was charged to buy a reasonable air compressor and just bought the cheap one instead. So
Oh, to keep the money on the rest.
I don't know. Yeah, because sometimes
it's
you
gonna
do
go
that.
out in 3 months.
It's I actually kind of bought a cheaper one than I wanted to last time, and it lasted a couple of years. So
Your red one died?
yeah, it got hit by a large piece of lumber that we pushed off of a deck.
That sounds fun.
Was that dumb? that a dumb
wait,
idea?
so you hit an air compressor with a large piece of lumber?
Yeah,
How is that not fun?
I mean,
Fun, but
So,
it
'Cause it
died.
could shoot everywhere.
it'd be cool if it like had broken the tank. It broke
No,
the
it just-
hose that went
no.
between the
Go ahead
motor
and put that on mute.
and the tank to pump it up. So
Okay.
it wasn't as extraordinary as it could have been.
You've had that for like 3 years.
The Porter cable,
Yeah.
yeah, a couple.
Bummer. Sucks to be you.
Yeah. Worst thing I've ever done. Okay, we're gonna leave that other conversation unfinished. I like it better that way. Might cut the whole thing out. You guys might not know what I'm talking about right now. I'm
There
gonna
you
leave
go.
that up to
See you
post
later?
production. No, I'm gonna leave it up to post
Post-production?
production.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see how he feels about it. I've certainly had too much whiskey to make that call right now.
Yeah, you drink
What,
that
did you
pretty
drink
quick.
that whole thing before you even got here?
Oh
Oh.
no,
No. Okay.
I don't.
That was question.
I don't do.
That was kind of like confused. Like, are you
I don't do all
Well,
that.
you guys were
Question?
watching baseball, so I mean.
We literally turned it on like 20 minutes
Oh,
before
okay.
you got
I don't
here.
know. You know, like me and my hockey.
My mom and dad were here actually. Like,
Okay. Because I have my hockey
before
thing,
you.
and there's, you know.
Yeah, no, it's all lovely.
Just drinking whiskey,
Yeah.
watching,
yeah,
hanging out with
sure.
the family, watching baseball.
Here's what we are gonna do, and I haven't done this in a while. It's back by popular demand. Dan, you get the first lightning round in a while.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
Hey, ladies and
refill,
gentlemen.
please.
Refill?
Oh, let's get him one of those. Okay. We're getting this podcast brought to you by Keystone Light.
Okay.
How is your team doing this year?
Take a deep breath. Aren't we only like in the first week of hockey?
Oh yeah. I just
Is it?
I just chose the Blues just since they won the Stanley Cup last year, and
No.
well, no, Blues have been my team, but I'm also a
Yeah.
Rangers fan, so I like two teams. I can choose two.
Oh,
Come
I
on
didn't know
now.
you like the Rangers.
Oh,
Do they
yeah.
have to be
I
in
didn't
like
know that.
different divisions at least?
No,
How
but
does-
I tried that. That's what I was like. I should like a West. Well, they're Central Division, but like two different teams.
Okay.
So then, if one team has a rebuild, you don't get let
does-
down by just sticking around for a run for a
Oh,
rebuild.
I'm starting to think differently about you right now.
But also, I have
I
a
thought
bet
you were
going on all the
blue.
time, so there's some money involved.
Oh.
Okay, well, money's important.
But I do love both
Money
teams,
jumps
but I do love the Blues a lot.
Money's
So,
important.
I took
Yeah,
the
I was
Blues.
gonna say like that's all I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to ask.
Hey, here's what's about to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the lightning round.
I struck my stinky pinky.
Okay. Here we go. We're going to start out easy. Text or phone call?
Phone call.
Fluent in 8 languages. Pick 'em. Or be able to talk to animals.
Eight
It's
languages.
the lightning round. You're going 8 languages.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go with this one. Dan, what is a marsupial?
A animal. That's nocturnal. It doesn't have opposable thumbs.
Okay, no, that's
Like
not
a-
it.
No,
How's that a lightning round
A
question?
marmot.
That's the best question for lightning.
like a
round
marmot or a possum?
ever. I'll give you the definition when we're done here.
Okay.
Dan, you are hungry for the rest of your life, but you can't eat. You won't die from it. You go to old age, or you're in perfect health for the next 7 years, but then you die.
Oh man, I think I go to 7 years.
You're going 7 years not
Yeah.
being hungry.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is an oldie but a
It's not good
goodie.
food.
Yeah, you eat all the food you want.
This is an oldie but a goodie. We're cutting the music off. It's never play music again, or never skateboard again.
I just can't play skate. I just can't play. I don't know. Play skateboard. Oh man, I probably would go with.
Ooh, yeah.
That's so hard.
Someone's mad no matter what you say.
I
about
know.
that. Okay.
I would probably say skateboard.
You'd never skateboard again, or you
Yeah.
would keep skateboarding and play music.
I'm just gonna do them both until I can.
No, we're gonna shoot you right now in the kneecap if you don't answer the question.
Give up
Well, then that would end
skateboard,
up. Well, then that would end up with me playing music.
Okay.
Give up skateboard. Give
Okay.
up music.
But yeah,
That's
you
a
can't
terrible.
skateboard. You can't skateboard forever, but you usually can play music
That's
for quite
true.
a long time.
That's
'Cause
true.
skateboarding is pretty hard on your body. It's just like any, like
who
athlete.
is the oldest skateboarder?
Probably Mark Gonzalez.
Okay.
He's still skating.
How old's he?
Oh, I think he's in his 60s,
Okay.
maybe late 50s.
I'm pretty sure on your original podcast though, you said you'd give up music.
Yeah, I wish I had it, but Dan, we're gonna call him out because
Yeah.
Katie and I both remember it the same way
Yeah.
that
'Cause
Dan gave up music
we were
to
surprised,
skateboard.
but now that you've thought through it,
Yeah.
or is your body starting to hurt?
No, I think I'm doing pretty good. But I think like anybody that beats themselves up, and like even I'm not professional whatsoever, but if you do something for so long and then you end up beating yourself up and being really committed to it, you probably are gonna start to taper off, like out of your prime. Oh yeah, you don't see the eyes. My eye slanty roll, whatever.
Oh.
Your prime slanty eye roll. Out of about 36 to 37.
It's like
you're
a
gonna-
football player.
Yeah, because skateboarding, you can still skate 40, 50 years old, but you probably aren't going to be doing the same stuff that you're doing.
Right.
Like 20s is probably the best time, but then I've been really blessed and not hurt myself really, really bad.
What's your worst skateboarding injury?
I think it was 13, and it was like maybe the first 3 months that I was skating, and I rolled my ankle and fractured. It's a weird bone that's down there that connects the
yeah.
two parts.
Oh, one of those weird
There's
ones.
that one.
That's the worst.
I broke a weird one in my wrist. That longboarding,
Mm-hmm.
not skateboarding.
And
The white man's
Bruising
choice.
a kidney.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that
I'll tell you about
sucks.
that one.
Yeah, that's awful.
That one's
That's terrible.
that's peeing
yeah.
blood,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that doesn't sound like a lot of fun.
but that doesn't. Yeah.
Perfect. Let's get a.
Luke broke his wrist though and took his cast off and like never recovered from it. Still broken now.
It was back when I broke
you started the story, you
I
never
broke.
finished.
Oh, I was listening to Dan.
Well, you
Oh,
cut
yeah,
him off
I
in the
interrupted,
first
sorry.
place. No, he cut
No,
you
I
off.
have a bad interrupting problem. I broke my
I think
wrist.
we both do.
I broke my wrist and then
Uh-huh.
had a show.
Shut up.
Thank you. No, get the uh-huhs in. It makes it sound like we're actively listening. Broke my wrist, had a show like a week later, and so I took the cast off that they had just put on and ate all of the pain pills they give me and went up to play the show. Never got the cast back on per se. And then the bone that I broke died. It's one of those weird. You got
Is
a
it growth
bunch
plate
of,
bone?
no, it's just like a bunch of like weird little connectors in your wrist
Yeah.
that are right in there.
I've had.
And so the one died. They said if you want to fix it, you'd have to they'd take the thing out, the dead one out. They'd make it out of a hip bone, like a graft from my
It makes
hip,
more sense to take out your ankle.
and put it in.
Taking stuff out of your hip that doesn't heal. Your
Well,
hips
they
don't
just
heal.
wanted to make something out of a big piece of bone
Yeah.
and put it in there.
Okay.
And I'm not ever going to get that surgery, I don't think. That seems crazy. So, yeah,
Cool.
that's where it was.
That's
That's what my story
I've
was.
had something like that with like there's these two like pea-sized bones in the ball of your foot, and a lot of people that run, jump and do other things. It's called like turf toe. So these two pea-sized bones are on the ball of your foot. They break,
Interesting.
and I remember hearing a pop. Like I was in this giant ledge, landed in the pocket on my skateboard. The pocket is where the concave of the board stops and it
Sure.
curves to the tail.
Yeah.
So all the pressure goes into those spots where you usually want to be, but it's a hot pocket. And so heard a pop. And then for like the next 3 months, I didn't really get looked at because it just kind of ached a little bit.
Right.
But it felt like I didn't have a ball on my foot. The ball of my foot forever. And then I didn't skate all winter.
Oh, that's wild.
Didn't skate all winter.
Yeah.
And then started skating again, but then started wearing Vans or shoes because I like feeling the board. But started skating again, some thin shoes, and then it just happened again. And there's like a whole nother year of
So it never felt right.
No, it's back to where it should be now.
You,
But
Oh, like
because
it
you
recovered,
got
but you didn't
used
have
to
to-
it, or
no,
because it healed
because
itself?
I think it healed. I
Oh,
think
wow.
it healed.
Oh,
Maybe it healed wrong. I remember going to the doctor and telling him about that, and he's like, "Well, it doesn't sound like a major issue." I was like, "It's a little bit of pain." He's like, "Was it like every day?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "It sounds like there might be something there wrong, but I don't
how
think
good's
really...
your insurance? Should
Yeah,
we
that
actually
was
get
the other,
into this
yeah,
right now?
Yeah, that
Like,
was the other part. Of
yeah.
me doing risky things and
Yeah,
being
How
not
long ago
insured.
was this?
Probably 2 years ago when that happened, and I skated for. I'd not skate for like a week, and then go skate again, and then not wear well padded shoes on the bottom because I don't like space boots of a shoe. I mean, I like these have good cushion in them, but so then I just re-bruise it or re-break it again or whatever would happen, and then I would not skate for a few days, and I'd skate
Yikes.
for a week, and then I was always a person, if you get hurt, tell my friends, lay off it, you'll be much better when you come back.
Right.
But I'm the one just, I'll just go skate again.
Yeah, of course. Naturally.
Stupid, yeah.
Oh, goodness.
I've done that to the side of my foot. I rolled it in volleyball, and it's my left foot, so the outside. And I rolled it, and it bruised really badly, and then never had it looked at. But now if I step just right on it, it still tings me. And it sucks. It's like, oh my God, that sucks. It still hurts.
Mhm.
That was, oh my God, 15 years ago.
Love it. We're all getting old. We're all falling
I'm so
apart.
old.
Yeah.
Luke turns 30 in 2 weeks.
I do.
What?
From today.
I know you said, oh
Two
man,
weeks
yeah.
from
yeah, yeah.
October the
As soon as you said
29th.
2008, that still didn't even hit me in my face.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I just hit my head.
I turned 30 on the 29th. If anyone
Yeah.
wants to send me anything, I will get you the details.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? No, you're not gonna say that now.
Undecided.
I don't know. Yeah, I'll drink.
Get a sailboat,
I've been thinking about it.
Yeah.
take it out.
Yeah, I'm going to buy a 40-foot sailboat.
No,
PARTY.
there might already
Because
be
you got it.
something in plan.
Oh, there might be something planned already. So everyone get a hold of Katie if you want to see me on my 30th birthday.
I don't really know what
I think it's in the middle of the week.
It's a
I don't-
Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. We're not doing anything.
But if it's your 30, that lasts for like 2 weeks, maybe just a month.
Sure.
A month.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I love it. Dan, what do you have coming up?
I just have to step away for a minute. Sorry.
Oh, Katie's
actually-
getting the important phone call apparently.
I don't have any shows scheduled.
Nothing coming up.
I haven't really tried reaching out too much lately. I should, but I've been skateboarding and being consumed by work sometimes.
Perfect. Skateboarding is good. Where do people find you on the Instagram for the skateboarding videos?
Oh, that'd be Banjo Skate and Dan, SK8IN.
No, the number. I was about to say the letter 8. The number 8.
Yeah.
SK8
Yeah.
and Dan.
IN, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So be sure to check Dan out.
There's a lot of music on there too,
Perfect.
and other just weirdness.
So it's all you.
Yeah.
It's Banjo, Skate, and Dan.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, that both into one thing.
I love it. Do you have another song on the banjo that you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I
what
know.
we're gonna do? We're gonna record one more here today. Okay. Well,
pick
we're
that up and
gonna
then
take a
I'll
quick
let you
pause
know.
and set some mics up and do one more song. Hey, everybody! Thanks for listening. This has been an interesting podcast. I don't know.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, Dan. It's a pleasure. It's like a chat in the living room when you're over. So I hope everyone enjoyed that as much as we did. And I don't know. There may or may not have been some politics or some shit in there that might have been edited out. It might get edited out. So I'm gonna leave it up to my editor, and we'll just talk to you in 2 seconds here.
All right, everybody. I'm Cowboy Dan, and this song is called Hobo's Idiom. Rolling down the mountain now, building some speed. It gathers no moss, just drifting words. It gathers no moss, just drifting words. Oh, kerosene bird, won't you take me away? That 100-car train could do the same. Swimming in a barrel, may drown in whiskey. You shoot your shot, I'll end up out. You shoot your shot, I'll end up out. Oh, kerosene bird, won't you take me away? That 100-car train can do the same. Free as a bird, not rusting in a cage. I may fly north or be southbound. I may fly north or be southbound. That kerosene is burned and gone away. That diesel train is wrecked again.
Woo!
Yeah.
Love it.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody. This has been This Probably Doesn't Matter. That was Cowboy Dan tearing it up over there on the banjo. Be sure to check him out. And as always, please remember, this probably doesn't matter.